There is no problem of people working with any person they want to work with.
The problems that the youth faced then,
yes,
would you say that they are the same problems, similar kind of problems that the youth face today in terms of joblessness, lack of opportunities?
You know, when you go to villages, there are so many educated people. They're degree holders, diploma holders, and they're in their villages. They are not working. If they get a chance anywhere, that's where they belong. I want to tell you, even in these matatu industries, we have drivers who are degree holders, and even touts, and they have gone from university. The others are medicine doctors. They don't have any place to go and treat this patient. So when you find any kind of work, it is good to do. It's good because nowadays we don't have any work. But I would urge also, if people don't find any work, they just create their own work. They let them come together and create their own work. They use their brain, because you cannot stay home and die. You have to come together, even stay like the way the women do, merry-go-round, and help one at a time.
Organize yourself
so
you can earn a living.
Yes. Look for capital. This capital can be able to help you work. You know, for example, if you're looking for $1 million and actually you are 10 of you, you need only 100,000 each to start a business.
Yeah.
Yes. And that was what we were doing to help our young men raise capitals to be able to sustain themselves. Nowadays, most of our people have their own properties. They are stable and they are able to manage their lives. Yes. In those days, they were not married. Today, they are married.
Right.
They have their own children. They are able to educate their children, even to overseas. Yes.
For some reason, you're still regarded as someone who can be looked up to lead in some regard.
Yes.
At some level, in some way.
Yes.
Why is that? Still influential to a certain extent. Why is that? Even after you've said yourself that you left the group, you started doing other things, going into the church, but still, there's still Maina and Njenga. How come?
It is not the group that was leading people. It was myself. And you know, once a soldier, always a soldier. If you became a leader those days, you don't change to become another person. Even in your own village, you become a leader. Whether you are elected or not, you still continue to become a leader. Now, I contested in Laikipia senatorial seat. And I got over 50,000 votes. Now that ODM man just came ahead of me with 9 votes, 9,000 votes. And you know, those areas are very much dominated by Kalenjins. And you know, there was this UDA fever that actually, and that wave. And I managed to get those votes, meaning that I can influence things to happen. Yes, in my own capacity.
You indeed can influence, and that's why even Ndu is asking. You're still a very powerful and influential figure. You still have your capacity to mobilize.
Yes.
You are able to mobilize this group of then young people to, like you say, become gainfully employed, to become responsible members of the society who are able to own property, even educate their children, even be able to afford to sponsor their children abroad.
Yes.
If you still have that same leadership quality, why don't you organize those people that you had then, who are now the elders of society, and then go and convince the community to elect them? So that then, that government that was frustrating you in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s is now led by people who understand the plight and the pain of the downtrodden.
Now, we don't say that there are no people who are elected. Even some of our people have been elected into position. But in their own capacity, they are able to deal with the situation the way they meet them. The life is not static. It is moving. It's moving. It is dynamic. So where we were in the 80s is not where we are in this 21st century. And also, if we say that we are going to deal with the things the way they were in the 80s, it cannot go the way they are today, because we have also technology coming up, and we have to go with the technology. So our people is not only the people of Mount Kenya. We are people everywhere, and today we are encouraging. Like those days we were talking about Mount Kenya youth coming together, worshiping, facing Mount Kenya, and also helping each other. Today we are a bit different because we are involved with the youth everywhere in the Republic of Kenya. We can find ourselves in Mombasa, in Kisumu, in Kitale, and we engage in every good work to be able to. Yes.
Let me ask, when you say you engage with the youth,
yes,
what exactly do you engage them in? What is it that you are trying to propagate among the youth? What are you trying to encourage the youth to do?
We want to encourage the youth to be empowered, so that they can get those people who cannot get the resources to do business. We can be able to help them and actually look for money to help the youth. Even those who cannot educate themselves, we also try to make sure that they go to school.
There are those who, politically speaking, have associated you with Raila Odinga.
Yes.
What is the association, if it actually exists?
Raila Odinga is a Kenyan. He's a Kenyan.
Yes.
And actually, Raila Odinga is my neighbor. Raila Odinga, if you go to Raila Odinga and count the homes before you come to my home, it is only 2 homes. So it's just my next door neighbor. So there's no problem with Raila. Raila is a good man. He's trying to change the Republic of Kenya. And my association with Raila Odinga is that we have some things in common. Like we want to liberate Kenyans. Yes.
What is your thought about the current government in place and how it is handling the matters which you've said severally are close to your heart? The unemployment issues amongst young people, the lack of an environment whereby they can get something worth doing with their hands. What are your thoughts about that today? I know you've made some, you've expressed yourself about some of those things. There have been sentiment about maybe what the deputy president today thinks of you and your position. What are your thoughts about the current administration and how it is working on some of the things that you complain about with young people?
What I think about the current government, that during their campaign time, they promised a lot to the people of Kenya. And actually, most of the promises that they promised, they are not able to fulfill. And actually, when they talked about Mama Mboga and they talked about Shushaina and the small vendors, they are still in place. There's nothing has changed. We still see the same things that we used to see those days. So if they are to do things, they are supposed to wake up and do what they promise Kenyans to do. You would hear those days that every bus stop they went, they talked about billions they are going to give to Kenyans. 50 billions, 100 billions, 300 billions. We have not seen those things happening. What we are saying is that we need to see things happening the way they said. Actually, what they promised Kenyans, let them fulfill. We have heard about even the deputy president talking about me a lot. I have no problem with the deputy president. He hails from Mount Kenya. they claim that I want to be the kingpin of Mount Kenya village. I don't think I'm interested in that. I am past those things. If somebody wants to be, then he can be. But it's only people who are talking about that. Even yesterday, he was very much talking about myself in my village in Laikipia. But I have no problem, and I have no problem with him. He's a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, and he can talk the way he wants. Yes.
Do you support maandamano?
Actually, maandamano is not a bad thing because it is in our constitution, and actually, people of Kenya have that choice either to represent themselves directly or indirectly. Now, when people do maandamano, they want to represent themselves directly to the people, to the republic. And actually, what I believe in is that it is the rights of the Kenyan people to demonstrate and even to picket. It is enshrined in the constitution. And when people demonstrate, they should do it peacefully and without even harassing people, without even doing bad things. So that is the demonstration. And that is the demonstration we are asking people to do.
So what's your comment about the latest demonstration where we've seen demolition of property, we've seen deaths, we are seeing it's now spiraling into more and more violence?
I think what is happening, like we were supposed to go to Kamukunji, and is it on Friday or what?
On Wednesday as well.
On Wednesday. We realized that the meeting had been invaded by other people who had come with cold weapons. They wanted to destroy people in the meeting. That is why we decided not to go to the meeting. Yes.
What would you say about those?
I think in this Maandamano movement, there are people, the leaders are doing it in good faith, but there are other sponsored goons by the government who come after the demonstrators and actually demolish things and actually blame it to the demonstrators. That's what I believe.
Why would the government do that?
Because they want to paint the name of the demonstrators bad so that they can land on them. Yes. You know, if you want to beat somebody, you give somebody a bad name so that when you hate on him, nobody is going to answer. So they are set to destroy the people's property so that it will be blamed on the demonstrators. That's what they are doing.
Do you think the leadership of Azimio should call off these demonstrations and seek dialogue like the religious leaders have said?
I think it is the principles of these Maandamanos who can do that together with the president. But I think it is good that people sit together and settle their own problems. That's my position. Because we don't have to keep on demonstrating, keep on fighting, keep on arguing. We are people of one country under one God, and we are supposed to be peaceful. There is nothing as precious as peace. You know, when even God created us, in the book of Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27, He gave us the will to become like Him. He created in His will and likeness, and He gave us dominion over the people and the land. So it is our own self who can decide the way we want to live in this country. The president of this country, together with the opposition leader, it is good for them to sit together and settle the matters that are affecting the people of the Republic of Kenya, because they are human beings. At one time, they were in one party, so they know each other. Even all of us know each other. We do
You're
not
all
come.
friends.
Yeah, we are all friends.
You call each other.
Just difference in ideology. Yes.
Maina Njenga, we thank you very much for joining us today. We hope to host you again soon.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Kabisa.
Maina Njenga has been our guest this morning. Keep it here for more conversations. Good morning, 9 a.m. Spice up your life